This is Priory Gardens, and this is Manchester Royal Infirmary. These two places have one person in common, but who? Dr. Charles White lived here until his death in 1813. How did his life lead to the UK's biggest hospital? Do you know who Dr. Charles White was?
Don't have a clue.
Do you know of his connection to the MRI?
Nope.
Dr. White was born in 1728 in Manchester. In 1752, he co-founded the MRI with Joseph Bancroft. In 1790, Dr. White founded the Manchester and Salford Lying-in Hospital, now known as St Mary's. He published a paper in 1773 suggesting that women should be moving about after birth and strongly advocated for the need of proper cleanliness and ventilation in hospital settings.
No, I have no idea. I've used the MRI. I know it's a great establishment, but I didn't know anything about its history.
So do you think then that Charles White has been forgotten in history?
Without a doubt, if he is the founder of the MRI, I mean, good heavens, his name should be up in lights somewhere.
Here is where his house once stood. It wasn't only his home, but also the home of the Manchester Mummy. Hannah Beswick, once a patient of Dr. White's, had a fear of being buried alive after her own brother was mistaken for dead when he was in fact in a coma.
A year before her own death, Hannah wrote into her will that she was not to be buried until doctors confirmed her death. Dr. White, however, ignored this, instead choosing to embalm Hannah and keep her mummified remains in an old clock case on display. Hannah was later buried in 1868 with permission from the Bishop of Manchester.
Dr. White was known as an innovative surgeon. However, many do not know of his incredible and slightly creepy past. Rhiannon Healy Provost, Keys News, Sale.